Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. My name is Karen Stutters. I'm here on behalf of the Eastside Interfaith community that has been meeting for months, and I want to say two messages. A huge thank you for bringing to a close a process that took 9 months to create a series of pathways for us to site permanent shelters for all populations in the city of Bellevue. I also want to say that, as you know, the faith community has expressed and continues to have many concerns about many of the restrictions that were included in this LUCA, but we need a pathway, and the city has been struggling for almost 4 years to find a pathway. We now have a regulatory pathway. We are very concerned about the memo that Councilmember Robertson issued in his discussion tonight here as a study session, because it feels like it's undermining the community that partook in this process for 9.5 months, and it's protecting our community, and it's now making a citing decision in a very backwards way. And that's unfortunate, because you're playing with human lives here. You're playing with men, with women and children in Bellevue that are experiencing homelessness. I know that is not any of your intents. I cannot believe that you would have such an intention. But the reality is, when you create a law and establish a process, it needs to be followed. And if you chose to exercise some way to get around it, then why did you choose to instigate the land use code amendment process in the first place? You created a process, you allowed 2 pathways. You as the council can use your wisdom and what you know to engage that process. If you want to continue it, engage the LUCA. Please. It is very necessary that you do that. The faith community is currently providing the shelter space for people experiencing homelessness, and I know Lincoln Center is only opened seasonally. But if you didn't know, the Sophia Way operates a shelter year-round, but it's on faith property. We very much need shelter, but we very much need you to stop the gamesmanship on shelter. Human lives are involved here. You created a process. Please honor that process. The faith community wants to work with you in that process. We played a very large role in getting it passed, and I have many faith leaders who read this memo and said, what is the city of Bellevue contemplating doing? My message is, please postpone any discussion or decision-making on this memo until after your August recess. Engage the parties that you've brought to the table to talk about how we step up and do long-term shelter in Bellevue. And if you want to exercise emergency action, yes, you can do that in Bellevue. But don't do it just based on one memo in one community. Thank you.